Airforce.com.
Hi friends, welcome once again to the EduPark YouTube channel. We are going to cover 50 questions of the science. This series will compile two videos of 50 questions and the medium will be English. I would like to say please subscribe, like and share the channel right now to have the updates for the near future. So before going on, I would like to say that many of the people have commented, sir please English में provide करा दो. So this video will be for them, and many of the people have been looking for the examination for the post of taxation. I would like to say that I am going to shortly provide you an video for that kind of exam. So now let's move on. The first question is, which ore contains both calcium and magnesium? So here are some ores. You can see that the answer of this specific question is dolomite. I would like to give explanation in Hindi, but whereas English is possible, I will still moving on. So here is hematite, iron oxide, iron. So so on the left side you can see that the name of ore, and on the ore side, right side, you will see that metal present in that specific ore. So hematite chemical name is iron oxide, and the metal present is iron. So in the bauxite you can see that aluminum oxide and aluminum. So these are the some uh, mostly asked ores. You can see that many of the ores has been asked in the exams because this is an important part of the whole chemistry. Moving on, when light splits by a glass prism into seven colors, the phenomenon is called. So this is known as dispersion of light, where the light is just passed through the glass prism and divided into the seven colors. You can see that if, to remember these seven colors, you can learn Vibgyor, Vibgyor, Vibgyor. So basically, when you apply another prism in the seven dispersed color, you will find again the white light. So, moving on the next question. Thermal radiations are electromagnetic wave belonging to which region? So, the region that belongs to that thermal radiations is the infrared region. So, that this is the most important question that have been asked in about about 3 or 4 exams I have looked. Now, moving on the next question. Which electromagnetic wave has the longest wavelength? So the radio wave have the longest wavelength, and always remember the wavelength and the frequency are inversely proportional. Okay, moving on the next question. Which is the most of India's rainfall? So the most of the India rainfall is cyclonic, because you can see that in the specific Kolkata region, their cyclone Common is coming to the India, and most of the rainfall is present in Kolkata by this cyclone Common. Okay, now moving on the next question. Which is the present in the largest amount in terms of percentage by mass in our earth crust? So क्वेश्चन है कि अर्थ की क्रस्ट में एबंडेंट मात्रा में कौन सा पाया जाता है, ठीक है, मोस्ट एबंडेंट कौन सा एलिमेंट है. So देर the answer should be oxygen, because you can see that the presence of the oxygen is 46.4%, and another thing is after oxygen the silicon comes. And if you on the right hand side you will see that this is in our atmosphere. The atmosphere is covered mostly by nitrogen, and after that oxygen, and there are some inactive gases, be like CO2 etc. Moving on, next question. Deficiency of which vitamin causes the knock-knee, bow legs, and the pigeon chest in children? So the answer should be vitamin D, because you know that vitamin D, the lack of vitamin D suffers our knees and our bones. So vitamin D is necessary for the bones, for the health of bones. I would like to say. The answer should be vitamin D, and there are some important vitamins I have given in this table. Vitamin A, retinol. The disease caused by the vitamin A is poor vision, night blindness, and available for spinach, carrots. This vitamin can be uh, available from these sources: spinach, carrots, butter, mangoes. Now the vitamin B1, extreme weakness, berry. So the available form is eggs, meat, yeast. So these are some example of various kind of vitamins. You can take a snap or write down. I'm stopping the video for just few seconds. I'm stopping on this frame. You can specifically get a snap for this specific frame. Now I'm moving on. Indian sovereignty in sea extend up to how many nautical miles? So basically 12 nautical miles तक जो भारत की sovereignty है वो रहती है, ठीक है, संप्रभुता रहती है, ठीक है. After moving on the next question, which is the proportional of the red blood cell and the white blood cells? So the ratio between the RBC and WBC is 500 ratio to 1. So definitely you know that what is the working of WBC? The working of WBC is to provide the immunity to the body. So moving on the next question, rainbow is formed due to the combination of. So the rainbow is formed due to the combination of dispersion and TIR. So the dispersion and the TIR in the right. Uh, I've searched a lot of images, but I weren't able to paste here. Now moving on the next one, which is considered as the drug last resort for the human being. So this means that which is considered as the drug last resort for the human being. So the answer is streptomycin, and the streptomycin is an antibiotic used to treat a number of bacterial infections. This includes tuberculosis, Mycobacterium avian complex, endocarditis, brucellosis. So these are some listing of diseases that are caused by, and streptomycin can be used to cure them. So the moving on the next one, litmus paper is used in the laboratory, which is obtained from. So the litmus paper is obtained from lichen. A lichen is a composite organism that arises from algae and carbobacteria living and other filaments in the fungus in a symbiotic relationship. जब lichen और जो हमारा algae और fungus एक साथ रहते हैं सिम्बायोटिक मेथड में, तब लाइकेन का फॉर्मेशन होता है और इस लाइकेन का यूज किया जाता है लिटमस पेपर बनाने के लिए. नाउ मूविंग ऑन द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच इज द हाईएस्ट ग्रेड ऑफ कोल whose surface is shiny and highest calorific value? That means anthracite. You can see the listings of from lower level of carbon to the higher level of carbon. The peat has the lower level of carbon. After that lignite, the peat has about 30 to 35%. After that about 50%, about 60, and after 85% to the anthracite. So these are some ratios and listings. So you can see also the images be like that. Peat is gained from there and lignite is from there. So basically these images I wanted to see you that I wanted to tell you that these images are very informative if you look at them. So then moving on the next question, plants which lack true roots, stems and leaves are called by which name? So these are thallophytes. Thallophytes. Here are some listings of the plant classification. You can get anything from there. Now moving on the next question, which is highest peak in South India? So that is Anamudai, ठीक है. Now moving on the next question, glass is made of the mixture of which things? So you can see that glass is formed by the sand and silicates. Moving on the next question, what are the doldrums? Basically equatorial zone with a low pressure are known as doldrums. Uh, you can see that on the 0 degree there is equatorial line, and there is less pressure, so the moving of the air is crossed by this the specific region, and that specific region is known as where the air crossed is known as doldrums. So now the moving on the next question, in human beings, which is opening of the stomach into the small intestine. So basically this is the complete figure of our it's I would like to say not the complete one, but it's a referendum. You can see that from the esophagus there is stomach, and from the stomach there is duoden there is a pylorus, and after that pylorus the food gets into the uh, duodenum. So this is the basic diagram of the of that from the esophagus to the after stomach and to the small intestine. So moving on the next question, which wine are flowing from subtropical high pressure to the subpolar low pressure? So basically it is not a question from the science, these questions are from the um, you can say geographic questions, but our PPT making team has been put it there, so I can't do nothing. I have to describe them. So the answer for this question is westerlies. Westerlies is the answer for this specific question. So that this is the most important question, which is the outermost layer of the sun. So the outermost layer of the sun is corona. You have to remember that corona is the outermost layer of sun. After that these are some layers of the sun, like at earth, and you can see that earth for the scale, how earth will look if you will see from the sun, that will be like that. So now moving on the next question, which kinds of lenses are used to treat the astigmatism? This is a disease where where a person can't focus on a thing. Basically the image is he got a completely distorted blurred vision. So basically in Hindi it is called abandukta, and to cure this the cylindrical lenses are used. Always remember, the cylindrical lenses are used. Which is the largest ecosystem of the earth? The hydrosphere is the largest ecosystem of the earth. So you can see that here are some images for the ecosystem, what is going on, the ocean, the rain and the evaporation, then the condensation, then advection, after that again rain, after then rain into the lake into the ocean, and the cycle goes on. This complete cycle goes on to make a complete hydrosphere. And also you can say that this is the largest in the ecosystem. Which is the major constituent of biogas? So the answer is methane. Methane is the major constituent of biogas. Question number next. Cooking gas is a mixture of which gases? So the answer is propane and butane. Always remember propane and butane. Which is the mixture of potassium nitrate powder, charcoal and sulfur called? So the gunpowder is made by all of them: potassium nitrate, charcoal and sulfur. So next question is, which pollination takes place with the help of water is called? That is hydrophily. And the next one is, in which hemisphere does India lie? The India lie in northern and eastern. Here are some hemispheres. You can see that. Where is India? India is here in the fourth one. So eastern and northern. So northern and eastern, because in the both hemisphere there is India, northern hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. So what will be completely, it will be northern and eastern hemisphere. So moving on the next question, spice saffron is obtained from which part of the plant? That is stigma. Stigma is stigma provides the saffron part, Which is permissible level of the noise in silent zone at daytime? So basically the 75 dB is the permissible level of zone. You can see that hours per day. These are some listings according to the rule of government. अगर रात का 8 बजे तो आप 85 dB है, 6 बजे तो ऐसे मतलब. Now moving on the next question, Rutherford scattering experiment related to the size of which thing? So the nucleus size was discovered according by the Rutherford scattering experiment. I would like to say that the complete figure of that atom was formed by this specific experiment named as Rutherford scattering experiment. Now moving on the next question, which type of cell has the ability to develop into any type of all? So the stem cells can develop in any kind of cells, and this is the most beneficial characteristics for stem cells. So now moving on the next question, which gas is absorbed during the photosynthesis? This is a normal question. Uh, I would like to say this question not should be there because we are discussing the top 50 question, but as you can see that this questions repeated itself many times, so I have put it there. So now moving on the next question, because I now let's talks about some photosynthesis process. Water plus light makes a chemical energy in this process. So what happens, the first is that chloroplast trap the light energy. The light energy that is coming from the sun is trapped by the chloroplast. The next one is that water enters leaf. So the water enters in the leaf from anywhere. It can be from xylem cell or from absorption from the air, but mostly it is happened from the xylem. Now moving on the next, the carbon dioxide enters in the leaf through the stomata. So the open face of the stomata allowed to enter the carbon dioxide. So what happens, chemical energy plus carbon dioxide makes a sugar that makes energy for the this plants. So moving on the next question, for crop does India have the largest cultivated area in the world? So that is the rice. Moving on the next question, which is used as a fuel in nuclear power stations in India? That is third. What is the capital of Lakshadweep? That is Karavati. Sorry, Kavarati. Okay. Now the albedo of which cloud is highest is Cirrus cloud. You can see that some important clouds. Moving on the next question, which glass is used in bulletproof screens? So reinforced glass is used in the bulletproof screens because of which factor clouds do not precipitate in deserts, because there is low humidity, so the clouds does not precipitate. For a moving body with a constant speed and a horizontal circle, what is going to remain constant? So basically kinetic energy is going to remain constant, because kinetic energy is completely depend upon half mv square, where m is the speed of the body. Now moving on the next question, the high altitude tropical forest which has the dwarf trees is known by which name? That is Alpham forest. So here are some listings, you can see that. So moving on, the food material in fungi is stored in which form? That is in the form of glycogen. The next question is, which is the free living bacteria that help in nitrogen fixation? Always remember, azotohector is that specific bacteria presently in nodulated roots of plants. So the next question is, which bacteria helps in improving the soil fertility? That is rhizobium. So friends, today we stop by these 50 questions. We will discuss next 50 questions in the next upcoming videos. If you like the video, please like press the button. And if you would like to say anything, you can comment us. And if you wanted to share this, you are free to share this video, because these are free videos. And we also want that these videos should be reached to every poor people. So if you like the quality of study, you can comment. If you don't like the quality of study, you can also comment. And do subscribe our channel. Make sure that before leaving this video you have subscribed our channel. So bye bye.